point here. We can come back to this later. We're into the pistol round already.
Yeah, enjoy the game, boys.
All right. Oh, wow. All the action at Squeaky Door. This is a pretty nice read by Virtus.pro.
Indeed, and basically everyone's dead here for G2. Fox doesn't have the range advantage with the Glock either. He will get the frag onto Pasha regardless, and now he can afford himself 2 1v1, so all of a sudden things become achievable. Byali down to 24 HP. Fox is low as well. 6 bullets left, and they won't be enough. Byali will hold down A and take the first round for the Polish side.
Yeah, so this is a really good start, and I wonder if Virtus.pro can hold on against the Force Spy now, because we'll have all these tech lines in play, and we already talked about how Gamers 2 are going to be really savage on the aggression, so Virtus.pro really definitely need this good start, and they can't possibly be afford to be reset. So they've got a pretty passive approach to begin with. However, Gamers 2, they also are just kind of wary of any early aggressions here. They actually, it looks like they have a rifle default almost with how they're positioning their players. So
Pasha looking for those one taps should a Gamers 2 player be brave enough to venture over the boost. Snax will have the initial angle now. Indeed, there'll be a 2-man boost with Maikelele potentially looking to run through T warehouse as well. Bit of a pop flash, but being the second round, there won't be any Molotovs to force Snax from his position. Ooh, just gonna what he was doing there, but he's lucky to get away with that. Pasha gonna get traded in mid, and it looks like we might have a bit of a push towards defense. Still a bit unclear from Gamers 2. Nobody lurking towards B.
Yeah, this is quite interesting because you can see Virtus.pro now starting to wonder what's going on, because Gamers 2 has slowed their pace, and that is going to result in quite a few engagements, which have sort of gone the way of Virtus.pro here. They've got some excellent fragging done, and they've tagged Maikelele down quite low. Oh wow, jkaem's going to take down byali. He leaps into jkaem's tech 9. Neo in a good position though, going to get some great damage, and he's going to realise that. He doesn't have to re-engage and risk it, and instead they pretty much are aware that Gamers 2 have to go to A because of the position of Snax at the moment. So Neo's going to have a very awesome position. He should be able to take both players down. There's the first one. Bomb is dropped, and Maikelele is on such low HP. Nice repositioning here from Neo, and he's going to catch the frag onto Maikelele. Beautifully done there by Virtus.pro. Quite scary, quite nice how Gamers 2 actually took mid and then slowed the pace, which forced a response from Virtus.pro, which they almost were able to win the round from.
No plant on the T side will mean Gamers 2, it's time to eco. All around $2,000, so there won't be an AWP unless somebody gets a fluky knife kill. Over here. Or chooses to go standard armor. Standard anti-eco for the time being from Virtus.pro. Looks like Gamers 2 going to try and move quickly into Squeaky Door. There's no smoke. You can pop a super fast smoke out of the door onto the quad area. But the pop flash is going to come in. Byali down to 5 HP, but he's still doing the damage here. And that should be that. Fox down to 1 HP, Fox down to none HP. And now we'll get on to the buy for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be cool to see what Gamers 2 have in plan. And again, it was quite a good point that Richard brought up about Pacha's aggressive play in middle and him being alone. I didn't really finish the point, but you always have to question, based on what you know of Gamers 2, why Virtus.pro would use a setup like that. And they are going with something not quite the same here. They've got 2 players in middle, and you can see how it's going to cause issues for them. G2 with the superior range advantages on the AK-47s, it's so much more powerful, so much more consistent than the FAMAS and the M4 in that spot. But they are going to have a really sick opening here. 3 versus 2, and Gamers 2 can pull back now and try to attack with their numbers to make sure they crush a bomb site.
As you said, Dan, just forcing the engagements in mid, and they went heavily in Gamers 2's favour. Rain creeping up short now. Again, this is a position you can smoke off, but only Renegades do that at the moment. So 2 players moving onto the site now. aizy to take down byali, and it's Neo alone versus 3. Virtus.pro looking to be broken immediately here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really got to keep this AWP alive, and he's going to get the frag onto aizy. Now he's got a lot of space to work with. He's actually going to pick up the M4 after the first kill there. He's decided he's got time to try to go for this, and he is going to get caught by Rain there around the corner. And again, this is something I can't emphasize enough. I love it. I used to make this point quite a lot, that when you have this situation where you do some damage off the force pie, like Gamers 2 did, and you get your AK buy-in pretty soon, on the 3rd round even, then you should definitely almost always go for that mid play, even if it's a little bit delayed. Because if the CTs are still stuck on Famous and they don't really have an AWP in play because you can smoke them off, your engagements are so favorable. And Gamers 2 really experienced that.
Good start again from Gamers 2. As you can see, Virtus.pro are on the eco here. So Gamers 2 are going to be enjoying an early lead unless something goes horribly wrong. Again, we've seen quite a few 5-10s in favor of the CTs recently. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, just cautious play from Gamers 2. They definitely need to come together at some point soon. They are able to successfully negate any aggression with the setup that they have, but they need to bring themselves together so they can trade onto a bomb site properly against these pistols and Snax. He could do some great damage here. There's the first frag onto Rain. There's still 2 players lurking around, and they are just taking the fight one at a time. Where are the grenades here? There are none really for Gamers 2. They've got a couple of smokes, that's about it. No Molotovs, and Fox, he's going to be able to eliminate the threat that was very real in Snax's Deagle, but the Deagle has been picked up, and it's on Neo now by that side. So looks like the wrap will come into the A-bomb site after all from Gamers 2. And these Deagles could still be very painful. In fact, they are doing some critical damage, but too many angles to worry about, and looks like Gamers 2 will be okay.
Numbers game in the favor of G2 now. Somehow I misread the score a second ago, and I thought it was 3-1 to Gamers 2 for some reason. It's too early, Dan. It's too early. Anyway, Gamers 2 in a good position to survive with 4 players. Neo having picked up this AK means that he shouldn't be too aggressive because he will definitely want to hold on to it. You can see the C2 economy is obviously decimated at present. So any advantage, and obviously an AK is almost always preferable over an M4 unless you are looking at silence versus unsilenced. You can often see T players actually picking up silenced M4s, at least before it was nerfed. Maybe now they will think twice about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It feels a little bit naff now sometimes because of the rate of fire. It doesn't even it doesn't feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. It feels a bit potato.
Yeah, it does. It feels like the DPS from that rate of fire is so much lower.
What is a DPS for those at home who don't know what
the
DPS
damage
is?
per second.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Virtus.pro now on the AWP for Neo, so he's going to be back to the usual tricks. He is so damn good at the B storage area. He's basically the king of B storage. So it's good to see that he's there. And G2 are going for the default again. So they just have players in B storage, players in middle, players in their side of A as well, which is all the map control they need so they can get any information. Maybe they'll get a chance to pick, depending on what they see and what they do. They can then make a call mid-round, around the 50-second to a minute mark. And that is what they're starting to do now. They're starting to creep in towards A. And a pick from Rain on B, that's a big deal. And oh wow, Snax is actually burning in the vents there. He's not going to get killed by Rain. There must have been a gap there for Snax to stand up there in the flames.
Oh, he eventually jumped off, but we've seen jkaem be forced from that position before and still survive by just going very close to the vent indeed. But he might have deployed that smoke first actually before, because he was standing there for a while.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. 4 versus 4 now, and there are 40 seconds left for the Gamers 2 to push. First frag goes away of TaZ, traded by jkaem though. Quick snap onto byali. Don't know how he finds these angles, the man, but he's taking control of the site for his team. That smoke's going to allow them a really open plant, which means the bomb can be defended from short as well. Always nice to go for that open plant once you have a smoke down in that position. He's
also planted it in between the gaps of the, I don't know what to call them, on the floor. Maybe we can take a look in a second, because that's a really sneaky plant, because you can't necessarily see the, from certain angles you can't see the, oh, he's done it, he's actually messed it up. It's supposed to be in between the gap there, or in the gap.
But it's on top.
But it's on top, yeah. So, but that's quite cool because you can't see the red flash, I think. I think Anders made a video about like cache plants like that on both bomb sites. It looked a little bit abusive, gotta say. But say, I like it when people find abusive stuff. I mean,
Anders has got more gimmicks than pro wrestling, man.
Yeah, he's got all the gimmicks indeed. But it's good because if it is overpowered, then it will get removed eventually.
Oh, that won't get removed.
It's unlikely. Well, maybe they'll make the.
They won't touch
they'll change the flash or something so that you can see just a tiny bit through.
Guarantee you they won't touch it. They won't touch that.
Who knows?
Guarantee. Now Virtus.pro are in a position where Gamers 2 might take the lead. aizy coming in like a wrecking ball. Fully clothed, I hope.
No Miley Cyrus. All right. So again, you know, we see a very savage attack here in the middle area. And, well, it's proving quite effective as Gamers 2 have such good execution and coordination as a team. And again, just if you get all the AKs up there at once, all 4 players, 2 through the door and 2 up on the boost, it can be pretty hard to stop them. I mean, sure, you can have some counter grenades, but it is hard, no matter what, when you've got the firepower that Gamers 2 have. So it's good to see that they're using that, understanding that that is a strength for them on this map. And we might see that on some buy rounds. I mean, they might decide to do it even here, actually, because these shock and awe plays can be very disruptive.
Virtus.pro not opting for the AWP. They had an opportunity to get one, but it would have meant a lot less nades for at least one player. Pasha started with 5800, could have dropped it for Neo. Still opting for one person over towards the B bomb site, but maybe they want to be a bit more versatile in their stopping of Gamers 2, or at least their attempts to. TaZ, I think, let me see. I think he's looking to smoke the squeaky door as soon as it's opened. Counter nades coming in from the CTs towards A, as we have a full push here from the T side. TaZ not able to get the kill though.
Okay, we got the counter boost in the middle, but this is going to be very rough for byali. He's stuck there. Not with any assistance really, but wow, Maikelele is going to get caught by Pasha there, so it's a good shout by Pasha. And byali's still alive in this position. He's doing a lot of damage. Fox is going to finally trade onto him, but still there's more where that came from in Neo. And 2 players left here for Gamers 2 against the 2 of Virtus.pro, and that's going to be a nice backstab there from Fox. He's going to find himself the opportunity to plant the C4 now, and it's like Pasha is going to just retreat. He realizes that, or is he actually going to go for this? Okay, yeah, he's going to retreat. The sensible option is taken by Pasha.
That's not a good sign. Running away from the 2 versus 1 when your economy is in tatters just shows that you're not having a good time of it.
Yeah.
I have to wonder if Virtus.pro are being frustrated here by Gamers 2, just based on the history between these 2 teams.
I think they're going to buy though with him saving, because they'll get the $3,400, so it should be around 3,500, 3,600. So yeah, I think they'll probably hazard a buy. It's hard to say though. It depends how much they value the AWP, because it's very possible that they could say, well, our rifle setups just don't pack enough punch. We need Neo on the AWP. We need maybe even Pasha on the AWP. Somebody's got to be AWPing. And it looks like they are going to go for the Force indeed. Yeah,
they avoided the AWP on their previous buy. But the one before that, they had one. So it seems they're not sure what works at all at the moment. And a lack of nades is unlikely to help. But they've gone for the Force. They don't want to give away too many rounds, or maybe any more rounds. Double push through squeaky door, but Maikelele is waiting for it. TaZ goes down. Just shoulder peeking now, trying to bait the recoil so he can punish, but there will be a retreat from Virtus.pro. Pasha holding things down towards B for the time being. Bomb's been left in T spawn, which is quite a rotation. 3 versus 3 though, minutes on the clock here for Gamers 2.
Looks like Rain is going to do something quite sneaky. He's going to go through the smoke. Oh wow, that is a fantastic shot. And this should basically cripple Virtus.pro now, because they got 2 players left. They aren't 100% sure where the bomb's going, and Rain's just going to take down everybody. It doesn't even matter. And aizy should find the backstab, and that is going to be that. Oh no, looks like byali's actually going to find himself safe just for now, but not for too long. So aizy will find the kill and neutralize byali. And Gamers 2 are looking pretty unstoppable at the moment. It feels like Virtus.pro don't really have an answer.
I don't know if anyone's got an answer to Rain Dan, because watching him frag he's so fast. His reactions are just so quick.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Similar to Fox with the AWP actually, he just clicks so fast. I don't know what to say.
I think Rain is just so smart. Like his visualization game is incredibly on point.
He's in the Matrix.
Yeah, that really speeds up your reaction speeds massively.
Being in the Matrix.
If you've got like perfect what is it called? I just used the word visualization. There you go. It's a big thing in sports psychology. And if you've ever been in the flow state, as one term for it, then you will know exactly what we're talking about. And here we go. We've got the entries coming in again, just the pistols being dealt with by Gamers 2, and so they do a very good job. They don't even lose anybody on the team, and they are on a 7-3. So it looks like we'll have a bit of a pause. So this might be an opportunity to grab some H2O if you're parched.
You're such a nerd.
I'm a little bit of a nerd.
So, Virtus.pro looking at 2 AWPs now. So this is, I wouldn't say this is a good sign. Not the fact that they've bought 2 AWPs, but the fact that every buy is completely different to the last one from Virtus.pro. So they do not appear to have answers. The duels are not working out for them, put it that way. They're not going to work out against Rain, that's for sure. So the AWPs may be the answer.
I mean, they've tried single AWP with good utility and rifles. They've tried low economy rifle setup where they know that they have to go for an aggression. That didn't work either. They tried full rifle buy with utility. Now they're basically going to what is essentially the last option, which is double AWP and more passive play with the utility and the rifles. And sorry,
please continue.
Okay. So essentially one of the things that has been very good, predictably so for G2, we talked about it before, is just the way that they're able to force themselves through the choke points and through certain areas like middle. And they're very patient at the start of the map. And if you add on top of that with their default normally, you've got players like Rain lurking around and Maikelele as well on the outskirts of the map, B storage and Squeaky and so on and A main. Sometimes they just find frags on top of that, which gives them an even easier mid-round call. And if they don't have that mid-round call because nothing happens, boom, they just attack together on an area, and they're just outplaying Virtus.pro on these entries.
I'm wondering how Virtus.pro are going to try and hold mid, because we've seen the two-man plus boost from the T side is just wrecking people. They're just shooting them in the head, quite literally. So even if they put an AWP there, it might not be enough based on the numbers game. So of course, they can get the Molotov onto the boost early, which might help, but I do wonder how they can hold that.
That's the thing,
3 people mid, or?
I think the 1-3-1 can possibly work. I think there's 2 ways.
You know.
Yeah, this is the thing, because this is the reason why it's actually quite difficult, because G2 aren't necessarily going for really fast mid plays, so even if you get the counter grenades at the start, which we've seen America teams do that quite a lot, which is really cool, even if you do the counter grenades, well, they're just going to play passively at the first 30-40 seconds anyway, and then they're going to decide where to hit. So it's hard to even predict where they're going to go necessarily. And then so then it's quite difficult, because if you go 1-3-1 and they do have a bit of a faster round towards A or B, then it's possible that one player can get isolated, and they're so fast, so snappy into the bomb sites, then that 1-3-1 is not necessarily too good either. So I mean, personally, I think it's really difficult, of course, but I would like to see them. Usually, I think a good way to capitalize on a team playing these slower rounds where they're passive to start with, because they do split players up, is to find the aggression with the rifles, with the rifle setup, or maybe even with Neo. Get Neo and Snax or someone to just kind of attack B storage, pick off Rain if he's alone, and hope that he's alone in the early round, and go like that, or maybe take away A main early in the round. I think aggression is the way to go. Well,
they've tried 2 people through Squeaky at least twice.
Yeah.
And it hasn't worked for them. One thing Fallen sometimes does on Luminosity when he's AWPing B is if he can get close enough in time, he'll drop the normal smoke that you do off the wall at B into the entrance. But rather than bouncing off the wall, he basically just dropped like a right-click drop and just walks straight through it with the AWP. But I think Virtus.pro going to be on the angle soon. That might be a counterplay versus the team that he did that against. I don't know, but
one of the reasons why I don't like the Squeaky push too much is because I feel like with the A main push, even if there's nobody there, you can take some map control, because A main is like pretty cool to take. Because when you have A main, it's pretty unlikely that a team's going to push with rifles like 3 or 4 guys through Squeaky and walk or something. So you're going to know if something's happening towards A if you've got a guy in A main. Also, it gives you it's like taking Banana or something on Inferno. You get more warning time of what the team's doing, and you can kind of play backwards into the site safely. And the same with B storage. You can get a guy by Toxic if you push that, and it's the same kind of early warning system, and it's quite hard to take down a CT there later into the round. So I feel like this kind of stuff will probably help them, because they're waiting right now. They're waiting or putting like the Squeaky push in, and they're just getting crushed on both. I think they need to pressure the options by taking some map control, but that's a risky game. So
well, we are waiting for G2 to resolve their issues. You can see Jacob's having some network connectivity problems. So we're going to go to a break while we wait for them to resolve that one way or another. So bear with us, and hopefully we will be back soon with the rest of the match.
Bomb has been planted. tomorrow. And philosophy and spirit. Man and machine.
So.
Hello and welcome back to the show. So, jkaem has been DDoSed into oblivion, and in his place is Mutiris, or Mutiris, I'm not sure which one it is, but he is from Spain. So, game is 2, 4 rounds up. We'll see what kind of replacement Mutiris is. It is a shame when these things happen, but there we go. Double ops in for Virtus.pro. aizy getting the first frag on byali, and there's a first frag for Mutiris as well. So, 2 plays down for VP. They've taken down 2 in return. Bomb is still left in a passive position. Only 1 player towards A for the CTs. Lots of nades coming in as well.
Yeah, we got a pretty cool situation for Gamers 2 despite 3 versus 3. They have all the options. Essentially, with the time that they have, a minute left is a lot of time, but Neo's going to get a very nicely timed shot there. And in goes Maikelele for the peak. Neo is going to see past that, get the frag. But Rain has been afforded the opportunity to go for a quick plant, but as is the ever-smart Rain, he realizes that he's got 45 seconds to play with, so he knows that the way to win this is to find a 1 versus 1 before he goes for a site plants, instead of being stuck on the bomb site, and he's got the time to work with that. But Pasha, a very smart angle there, is going to catch Rain. Of course, Rain couldn't really afford to run in this position, so Pasha with a lot of time to make the shot. However, Gamers 2 are flush with the money, so they can afford to buy everything again. It's not really an issue for them, whereas Virtus.pro, quite the opposite.
We'll see if Virtus.pro can weather the storm. It is raining in London today. Not sure about the various locations in Poland, however. Gamers 2 looking for a fast execute towards A, it seems. So they're going to have 3 people in A main and 2 dropping in the smokes. Often you'll see T's with just 1 person in A main, which can cause problems when the CT's push, but here we go. Through the smoke, the T's will go. aizy so fast onto TaZ.
Wow, Rain even quicker onto Pasha there on the car. Crazy stuff from Gamers 2. And Rain is just so good, man. Rain is so good. And this is what we're talking about with Snax, but 1 versus 4 is a lot to ask for. He's got the silencers, that's going to give him a free kill there, but his position has now been discovered, and the communication has been relayed to the team, and no time to throw the flash. And Rain is going to finish him off. Rain is just so damn sick at this game. He's amazing.
Molly's coming out for Gamers 2. This is always good to see. 5 Molotovs on the team, on the anti-eco. Very important stuff. Cash is one of the best maps to demonstrate that. We'll see if they are able to do so. See the stack coming in from Virtus.pro. The entire team going towards B, as are Gamers 2. Oh, the spray down coming in from Rain and aizy. The quick tap on Rain as well. Gotta say, never feel bad casting a G2 game.
No, they are really entertaining to watch. And Rain didn't realize there's another guy in the corner, turns around, but his teammates have got his back. And the money is out of control right now for Gamers 2, which really tells you the story of this one. It tells you that they are incredibly efficient. If you look at just the kill-death ratios on Rain, he's 2 for 1. That's pretty good, and the same almost for aizy. So it really does go to show. We were already talking about the 1-2 punch of aizy and jkaem. Well, aizy and Rain still pretty good as well. This is just getting out of control now.
This is, I repeat, this is a buy round from Virtus.pro.
Just look how ruthless they are right now. It's just, there is no respect. There is actually just no respect. They've basically broken Virtus.pro completely.
This is G2's last game in the league as well, so should they prove victorious, then we will have to see where they are on the scoreboard and if they will make it, or if their fates will lie in the hands of other teams. I don't think they got off to the greatest start from what I can remember. Anyway, Virtus.pro shut out of the site, shut out of the first half, it seems. We were talking about 10-5 in favour of the CTs very briefly earlier, but it's looking like 10 who knows what for the Ts, which is pretty bad for Virtus.pro. This is basically what they did to Envy yesterday.
Yeah.
Virtus.pro, that is.
It's crazy because they just, Gamers 2 just walk out and just get every entry. There's no resistance, it feels like. It's like a hot knife through butter for Gamers 2, and Virtus.pro, they're getting into this cycle where it's like they just can't frag.
Have you ever actually put a hot knife through butter?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've put a knife through hot cheese. You know, you get the camembert.
Right.
Gamers2 spreading out in the early parts of the round. Virtus.pro, 2 players in mid, 2 players towards B. Again, getting aggressive now, but is it going to be too little, too late? We'll have to wait and see. Neo taking some damage. He's got the scouts into B. Snax is in there for support. The pop flash coming through, but the spray down from Muterus is going to be enough. Re-smoke from Neo, but how long can he hold on for? The push coming through from Fox, not flashed. And there it is. B bomb site's down. Pash is in the vent, and Rain is already in position to stop the rotation. Indeed, it will be the TaZ rotating through there instead. byali though is going to try and fight for mid. Pash is still lurking. So pasha versus 3 now. And Muterus is in a strong position to take the last round. 11-4. Gamers2 in a rout.
After Muterus jumped in, it's kind of funny because normally the way that Gamers2 are playing, you kind of expect that momentum to build up throughout the match, but then we had a big pause. But as soon as we came back, it's like they just had installed some nitrous oxide or something, and they just hit that switch again and again and again and again.
Again and again.
They just sped it up so much. They sped things up massively. But now it's the pistol, so Virtus.pro, if they want a chance, they have to take the pistol, of course. And G2 are going with, I think I've seen them do this before. It's kind of risky, I would say, but hey, you rush B storage, and if there's nobody there, boom, you already know what's going on. They're either mid or they're A.
These guys. Search and destroy, Dan. Someone's pressed a big red button, and they're going downhill with roller skates with no brakes.
Yeah, I had no idea where he's being shot from there. That is very disconcerting. It's working, James. Jeez.
I know I said it a lot at LAN, Dan, but this is savage. I mean, how else can you describe Gamers2 at this point? This is absolutely savage. They took 1 damage in that round. The 5 players took 1 damage. One damage, Dan.
Rain is godlike.
1 damage from a possible 500.
Yeah, it's looking like rough times here for the Poles. Gamers2, you would expect that they would have... at this point, how can you even see them losing a round? Because Virtus.pro, it almost would feel like at this point, with the way that Gamers2 have been winning rounds against them, that Virtus.pro themselves are going to be playing against themselves in that sense. Because from a mental perspective, it is hard to maintain your composure when you're getting this wrecked.
So Virtus.pro, they're running out of time because there is a push coming in from A. There was a peek through A main from Gamers2, and indeed Gravity bringing them all down now. Virtus.pro trying to make it onto the side. The bomb's on the floor at the moment, and again, all the kills are going the way of the CTs. Just Neo left in and around the smokes. But he's not even going to be able to see someone. Shot through the smoke, and this is a mauling, Dan. The line's been released from the cage.
Yep, it's not a pretty sight if you're a Virtus.pro fan. But if you're a Gamers2 fan, you're probably loving this, especially if you're a Rain fan, because he is going ham, absolutely, with aizy also. But it feels like Rain is kind of putting himself out there first, and he's going for a mid push here. Not necessarily a push, but he's playing in mid. And Virtus have just blocks, James. Can't get worse than this.
As you mentioned it, Gamers2 with a fast push through A main for the, I think twice out of 3 rounds here they've done that. Although who knows if it will change in the bye rounds. Virtus.pro. The bomb is set up to go for an A push, but with nobody in main, who knows what will happen. The B lurk has been taken down by Fox, who will move back a little bit, but again, the options just running out for Virtus.pro here, 1 by 1.
Indeed. Something we didn't talk about because we didn't really see it on the Virtus.pro CT side, but one of the weaknesses, if you take A main as a response to how the TaZ are playing, one of the potential problems you can have is if the TaZ go for mid takes. Because if you're stuck in A main with 1 or 2 players, or in that positioning, it's very easy for the TaZ to shut you down coming from highway or from the short area. But that said, it's not been a scenario that we've seen, but it is a weakness of that play to be aware of, or a counter of the play to be aware of. But a case for Virtus.pro, maybe something can change in this last round.
Well, we'll have to see. Gamers2 with a strong setup in mid. There is potentially a push indeed coming through the smoke, and Rain with the matchmaking tactics there. Not going to pay off for him though. Pacha taking him down. So a very fast beat split coming in. Mutara is going to take down 1, but all the trades coming the way of Virtus.pro here. 4 versus 2. Gamers2 locked out of the B bomb site. aizy going down as well, leaving only Maikelele with the MP7. Again, nothing to lose here. Going to try and do some damage, but he is vastly underpowered now with the flank coming in as well.
Yeah, this is just brutal. There's no other way to describe this, really. It's just savage. Savagery from Gamers 2 onto Virtus.pro, not allowing them any.
It's like Debo.
What?
They're in Debo mode, Dan.
What is Debo?
You don't know Debo?
No.
My Bike Punk?
No.
Right, somebody at home tweet Dan Debo. No, I know you guys know. It's My Bike Punk. Anyway, Virtus.pro. Don't count them out just yet. They are into winning ways. Foxdo is on the AWP. Rain off to a good start there, and that is mid in control of the CTs, at least for now. There's a bit of a push through for Pasha, and he indeed is going to trade, but there are even more people in mid now. Maikelele, and Pasha's only got 2 HP, and he's got the bomb, and he's alone, so this is actually a really weird situation for Virtus.pro. Oh, the nade's coming in! Kobe!
Yeah, this is looking pretty grim right now for Virtus.pro losing players, but there's another nade kill, so that's going to make things a little bit easier. 2 versus 2, and Muteris and Fox down to them. They haven't been the stand-up players so far for Gamers 2, but they are strong nonetheless, and Fox might just have the right angle, the right tickets. The golden ticket, but no, apparently not. Apparently not. We've got Virtus.pro moving in now towards the A-bomb site. But the position here of Muteris is not too terrible. If you can get the 1 kill at least, it's going to give Fox a chance for the clutch. And there you go. So Fox can now come in and go for this. And there's going to be a time where he can get some position because byali is going to have to spend 3.5 seconds planting the bomb. And there it is.
Fox missing the first shot. Coming in with a P250 now. We'll see which weapon he opts for. Nice jump, but he's going to get taken down. Another 3 points at this time, courtesy of byali. So, Virtus.pro has broken the money of Gamers 2 now. It's going to be a long road. We'll see if their vehicle falls off the wheels down or if they can make it to the finish line. Gamers 2 only 2 rounds away, so they can be patient with their economy here. There's no need to go crazy, no need to go for the forces. And I don't even know how that smoke gets into that position. That's surely not deliberate. Although I suppose that will stop people peeking the white box, but I don't know, it's a weird smoke. So anti-eco here from Virtus.pro. They're just going to come in and shoot people in the head, as was done to them when they were on the CT side. We'll see how much momentum they can get. Ooh, just about not seen in the smoke is Fox. He will go down though to Neo. So nothing doing here for Gamers 2 at the moment, but Virtus.pro have half the score of Gamers 2.
Gamers 2 can do any number of audacious strategies because they have such a big buffer of rounds. So anything is okay right now for Gamers 2. They can take extremely high risk, high reward plays because if they win, then boom, they win the match basically. Boom. So, and if they lose, well, they can lose as many rounds in a row as they want really, unless of course they lose the game. But that's quite unlikely. So we have Muteris going into the vents for Gamers 2. He's going to get Molotov out of there, but the smoke from the CTs is going to prevent any follow-up. But there were no Ts there in the first place. Looks like Virtus.pro are executing into A.
Yeah, and I think there's actually a timing clue to this from Virtus.pro based on history results. Mentioned in a second, 3-man spray down for aizy, and that's the problem with smoking quad, is that it ends up not going in your favor when you need to plant the bomb. So 5 versus 2 here for Virtus.pro. It's 5 versus 1. Only Pasha left, and he's going to get traded by Gamers 2. You know, this is something that we've watched the evolution of in North America, because they used to throw that smackdown all the time, and we're not executing through it properly, so it was just easy pickings for the CTs afterwards. You can see it was quite easy for aizy in that position. But normally, Virtus.pro will throw that Molotov into the vent when they have Snax lurking towards B to try to actually punish someone. But to throw it so fast, with nobody outside B in position, might be a clue as to the intentions there. Ooh, Fox. I don't know how, just that...
I think I'm sure he clicked there.
That looks kind of weird, but there we go. Let's see if Virtus.pro can capitalize on this. Again, they cannot afford to lose any more rounds. Wall of smokes in mid, but that's just a run distraction as the entire Virtus.pro team pushing into B.
Oh, nice boost here. Oh, wow. James.
Nice.
That is delicious. Virtus.pro have had some of the coolest boost strats just in the business so far. They're bringing some fresh plays to the game, and that's wonderful to see. That was glorious.
That is spectacular. That is spectacular, Dan.
It almost makes you wonder, why haven't we seen it until now?
Yeah. Just like people boosting in overpass on the B bomb site into the balcony. It's something that's come across semi-recently.
And also we saw on Cobblestone on another match they played recently. I'm not sure if you saw it, but they did a walking boost because there was some smoke, and the AWP was scoped in, so they're basically moving together peeking together behind the smoke that was down middle on the cobblestone as the T side, and trying to look over the smoke. It's very cool. But it's these kinds of plays and edges that you can find which can really add up on the professional scene. So, I mean, it might be a little consolation, but we'll see if they can somehow pull this one through. AWP is on Neo after all, and the buy for Gamers 2 is lackluster to say the least. And we shall see Gamers 2 playing a pretty default setup, a 2-2-1.
When I was in Dallas, there was a warehouse. I was looking for a microphone, but on the way to the relevant warehouse, there was a warehouse where they sold $50 suit stand. That's the kind of buy that Gamers 2 have at the moment, and it's not working out for them.
A warehouse with $50 suits.
Yeah. It looks cheap because it is cheap, Dan, and not very effective. And there we go. When you have a $50 suit, Dan, I can only imagine that you look very shiny and stand out like an elephant at a dog show.
But what would you use the suit for? If it was worth $50, you could get crazy with that suit.
For example?
You could kayak in it, I suppose.
Okay. Well, Gamers 2 are going to be back on the buy here. Fox has AWP, no armor. You can see that nade headed over towards the white box where aizy is standing. Didn't do any damage to him though. On this occasion. Virtus.pro taking a slower round now. You can see Z connector being re-smoked by Neo. There is a player below him, which I think is Rain. Neo almost never misses. He's so consistent with that ult, but will it be enough here to get back into the match?
So far, Gamers 2 have been ruthless. They have been somewhat docile though of late. The last few rounds, Virtus.pro found the right solution. It may appear. Maikelele with a nice opening kill. Yeah, will actually escape there as well. Tossing in a pop flash over the top, but he'll spot more players. He has to go forward. He knows he can't wait around, and he will capitalize on the flash that he made. But still, three more players to find. It's going to be pretty impossible. And Virtus.pro will scrape together another round. And the bonus is starting to build for Gamers 2. They got $2,400 there, so they still have another 2. That was the third loss in a row for them. Now, Eco will come in. The next buy will be with $2,900 in addition to what you see. So that's, of course, going to put them on something like $5,500 each. So they can basically buy everything they want in the next round. And, well, they have some PT50s for now, but I don't expect them to do much with them.
So aizy playing around the smoke and going to get a cheap kill onto Pasha. The rest of the Virtus.pro side moving towards the A sites where there are 2 CTs. Maikelele has been boosted very quickly as well. Could do a lot of damage here if he is not checked for. So the usual smokes coming in. And many Molotovs onto the site. So Maikelele going to take down the bomb carrier. Down goes Neo as well. Rain coming in from the back. And there's only one player. So it's going to be an eco victory here for G2 over Virtus.pro. They had me at pistols, Dan. No Kevlar and pretty much nothing else. And they took it all the way.
That was a good job by G2. What was really cool was to see their T side though. That was the beautiful thing to me. Just the savagery. It was amazing.
So yeah, sorry, just wrestling with my in-ear there while I was watching the end of the game. Wonderful comments coming in from people on Twitter. They said this lineup looks like the various stages of a Rogaine commercial. I'm guessing starting with me as the bald one, and then you're...
I like that.
You're the part way through, and it could also, going the other way, it could also be an advert for the dangers of overeating coming this way. So, you know, it works. No offense, James. Anyway, a wonderful game, and it's got to be said, you've lost the farm for us again with a ridiculous bet. And
there's always tomorrow.
And even with the problems that G2 Esports had with the disconnection, they were still way out in front compared to Virtus.pro. A few observations about how they were able to dominate their Polish opponents once more.
For me, aizy is there were a lot of rounds where he was going through into A main and TaZ or someone was above on the balcony and he just snapped him straight away. Just immediately, he's dead. Yeah. Which to go, because obviously most people are just looking for headshots, right? Headshot level. But to go up here when the player's expecting you to come down, so it's a surprise to you, and kill someone that fast, there's only so much you can do against that.
Yeah, I mean, aizy's bedded right in, but I mean, the form he's been in at the moment has been on another level in terms of just raw fragging. It's just been terrifying, and you know he's shown that he's going to have a suitable home at G2 Esports. Another fine performance from him.
Yeah, for me, it was actually Rain, because there's also spots where Rain was basically just being Rain and just lurking around smokes. Okay, my team is we've got an advantage. I'm just gonna see what I can get done, and he'll find somehow 3 kills instantly. Again, like aizy, just he's so fast with his shots, and that's the crazy thing, because Rain's got the smarts to create these openings, but he's also got ridiculous execution. It is actually unreal how good his execution is, and that's not so common to have all to be that full package. So it's great to see Rain there, because whenever his team is struggling or looking for something, he's always able to create some opening in the opposing team, or just wipe all of them out by himself, which he did numerous times as well.
Well, me and Bardolph know a thing or two about packages. Dan, not so much. But speaking of opening things that have nice things inside, I believe we're going to do another one of these Cobble giveaways. Is that correct, James?
Yes, it is. Producer Reese, who is today's loser?
The winner is I'm the Trouble Solver.
I'm the Trouble Solver. Okay, so you have got a...
That sounds like a really bad shut-up line. Hey,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm
pretty sure I've heard Dan use that one, actually.
I'm here to solve your troubles.
Yeah, it's not been working for him. But anyway, let's see if the Trouble Solver is going to get a worthwhile prize. We've actually got sound for this one. And that is the sound of tears, as it is a souvenir Scar 20 once again. 3rd in the row, I believe. And let's see who's put the signature on this one. Who's that? Is that Tarek?
Yeah, it's Tarek.
Well,
Navi are on like everything we open.
Yeah, that's true.
There were so many cobblestones, but it seems that it's only Navi ones. Yeah. Well, there we go. Another failed giveaway here, but we'll keep trying. There are 3 more attempts for today, and then there will be, I think, 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, so I believe we're going to take a short break now. When we get back, we're going to be talking about the next game, which is going to be Titan versus Virtus.pro as well. So the Poles, they're having this terrible run at the moment where they have lost 3, I think. Is it? No, yeah. They've lost 3 out of the 4 games they've played, so they really need to pick up their ideas. Are they going to be able to do it against the bottom of the table Titan? You will find out very shortly.